Hi everyone, it's Nikki. Thank you for tuning into my channel. As promised, tonight I'm going to give you my eyeshadow tutorial. It's going to be quick, easy. I like for my shadows to translate well in my eyes, and I like them really blended, but I don't like to spend all day doing that. So that's just not what I do. As you see, I'm wearing a different look. I don't know why I like wearing my hat to the back. I guess that's my gangster side or something. I don't know. But this is a different look. Again, I'm going to be trying different styles on my hair because of the summer months and it's humid outside. So I got to be mindful of that because I'm a short hair girl. So anyway, let's get started. Today, the palette I'm going to be using is my chocolate bar, my Too Faced chocolate bar palette. And it smells like chocolate. And it looks like that. And this is one of my favorite palettes. And the brushes I'm going to be using. You're going to need, I use my MAC 217 brush. Can you see that? Yeah. My MAC 217, which is my blending brush. I use my MAC, what is this? A 224 brush, which is my fluffy blending brush, which has like a little dome end on it. And I'm going to list the products below too. And I also like to blend with this one sometimes. This is my Sigma E40 brush. This is kind of like the 224 MAC brush. It's just as fluffy. I like to use this as like a clean blending brush when I blend out my shadows, when I don't feel like using my 224. I'm also going to be using my MAC 2, what is this? My 219? 218? I think it's, oh, 210. Oh, okay. Wait, no, this is not 210. Oh, 218. It's my pencil brush by MAC. It's just what I like to use down the bottom when I'm blending out my bottom shadows to smoke out my bottom lash line. Again, that's my MAC 218. And for those of you who have really small eyes, and this big old fluffy blending brush won't work for you because some people, your eyes are really small. And I have hooded lids, so I don't always like to use this all the time. But when I really want to get the shadows in the crease, I use my e.l.f. crease brush. This is a really small brush for you small lid girls. Can you see that? And it just kind of gets right here in the lid part. And so sometimes when you use the fluffy blending brush, it can just spread the color everywhere. And so you really don't see any definition between your crease color and your lid color because everything just kind of blends together because you're using a fluffy blending brush. So I would suggest if you have small lids or hooded lids, it's always good to have a small blending brush, a small crease brush like this so you can get really in the pocket. Okay, let's get started. So first I like to start with the eye primer. My favorite primer is my eyeshadow, my Urban Decay Primer Potion eyeshadow. It's a primer for your eyeshadow. It keeps your shadows from creasing. So that's what I like to use that. I'm going to use my mirror so I can see what I'm doing when I'm not close up. So even though it comes on nude, it blends out clear, transparent, so you can't see it. So I use a little of that, and I just blend it out with my finger like that, just to make sure I get all my brows. My brows are already done, and my face. I already did my my foundation, highlight, contour, all that great stuff. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to go underneath my eyelid a little bit with my primer, just to make sure those shadows, when I blend out the shadows on the bottom, they don't move as well. And I do that. So I make sure that's well blended. And also sometimes when I really want my shadows to pop, I'll use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And some people prefer soft ochre, but I'm a Painterly girl. And it just really makes your shadows stand out. So I'll use a little bit of this. I'll put a little bit on a brush. What brush am I using? I'm using my actual Coastal Scents brush. It's just like a flat shader brush. Can you see it? Really flat, a flat shader brush like that. So I'll take a little bit of my paint pot on there and I'll blend that out on my lids. You got to work quickly with your paint pot because this stuff dries crazy quick. And once I place it on my lids a little bit, I'll blend it out with my finger just to warm up the product and just make sure it's really blended because it'll show up. Your shadows will really emphasize any kind of creases or anything you left from that paint pot. So again, I use my finger, blend it out. Can you see what I'm doing? Whatever I do to the left eye, I do to the right eye. So that's what I'm doing. Just make sure everything's well blended. Again, I'll take it underneath my lash line too. Sometimes it's totally optional if you want to do that or not. Okay, As you can see, the paint pot gave my lid a little color. So let's get started. So I'm taking my Sigma E40 brush, this one right here, and I'm going to use a transition color. I'm going to use, you always want to use a transition color. It helps you to blend out your shadows. And you always want to start with like a flesh tone shadow, just to blend, because all you're going to use it for is just to transition everything. Transition your shadows from one to the other and give you a nice smooth blend. So I'm going to use this color called Milk Chocolate, and I dip my brush in there like that. Tap, tap, tap to get rid of any excess product. And what I do is, because I have hooded lids, which means basically I don't have that much lid space, mobile lid space. I have a lot of this space though. I take it right above my crease line, and your crease line is where that groove is, right there. I take it right above that because I gotta kind of create more lid space than I actually have. So I just blend, 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 blend for your life. Now blend left to right. Sometimes I'll take it up into my brow bone a little bit so that it just blends out with my contour, because this is your contour here. So I just kind of blend it from left to right, doing like a windshield wiper motion. And I take a little bit, tap, 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 and I do the same for the other lid. Again, sometimes I'll take it up into my brows just to blend in with my contour. Blend. And when I'm blending, I try to, when I'm doing a windshield wiper motion, I try not to go past this area here, this imaginary line from my lower lid out to my brow. I try not to go past that. Otherwise, it can get messy, and you don't want to do that. So again, I just take a little more, just to make sure I have enough transition color on there. Blend out. Again, whatever you do for lefty, you have to do for righty. And that's it. All right, now I'm going to take my crease color. The crease color I like to go a little darker because it's going to add definition to my eyelids. I'm going to take this color here called Semi-Sweet. It's just like a light chocolate. It's not a milk chocolate. It's a little lighter than that. And I put that in my crease. And again, I can use a fluffier brush because I don't have small eyes. But if I did, I would use my small e.l.f. crease brush like I showed you earlier. And I'll take that in my crease. Again, I'm using windshield wiper motions here. And I'm really trying to distribute that color evenly on each lid. Like that. And you want to use a light hand, fairy hands, because if you go in hard, it's gonna skip the shadows, and you can see those skip marks actually in your shadows, and you don't want to do that. Again, you want everything to be nice and smooth and even. Okay. Now, here comes the tricky part. With my flat shader brush, my Coastal Scents, it's my Coastal Scents BRC S20 brush, the flat shader brush I use to apply my MAC Painterly. If I want to wash a color, just like a washer color is just like a light color over top of my whole lid. If I wanted to wash a color, I would use my other fluffy brush, my MAC 224 brush. If I just wanted something, just something to wear every day. When I really want to pack on the color, I use my flat shader brush. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my color in here called Marzipan. And I'm just taking a little bit on my flat shader brush like this. Tap, tap, tap. And because I want to pack on that color, I just put that on my lid like that. And I take it all the way over. Some people stop like half of your lid or over your entire lid. It's totally up to you how you want to apply this. But I'd like to apply it all over my lid because I'm not really sure what color I want to put on my outer V. Your outer V area is this area right here. Pretend like you're drawing a V with the outside of your brush. So again, it comes all the way from your lower lash line up into that groove of your crease. So that's your outer V. So I take a little more. Tap, tap, tap. Less is always more, ladies. It's easier to build up than it is to take away. So you don't want to always pack on a color heavy. You don't want to pack on a color heavy when you're doing this. Just a light coat. And I take it all the way up into the crease. But I don't put it in the crease because I noticed when you put shimmering colors, this has shimmer in it. When you put shimmer colors in your crease, it kind of ages you. And it's a bear to blend out. So, looks like that. And I do the other eye. Tap, tap, tap. Put that right on my mobile lid. All the way up. I don't know why I make these faces when I'm doing this, but It seems like it makes it easier. Maybe it's just in my mind. I'm sure it is, but and I take it all over the mobile lid like I'm just pat, pat, pat. Remember, fairy hands. Don't use a heavy hand. Easier to build up than it is to take away. I'm putting that all over my lid. There we go. Pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So now that we're done with that, you always want to blend. I take my clean blending brush, my 217 brush. You always need a clean blending brush, and you blend. You want to blend those colors together. Your lid color, your crease color. There's no shadow on this brush. Again, I'm just blending so that the line, there's no, you don't see the, what do you call it? What is wrong with my language today? You don't see where my lid color meets my crease color. I'm just blending. Okay, now I'm going back to my E40 because I want to deepen my crease a little bit. And I think I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with this color, Triple Fudge. Actually, I'm going to put this on my outer V. And I'm going to use my little small crease brush to do this. My e.l.f. crease brush. Do I have that upside down? I do. Of course I do. Right here. I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to go into my Triple Fudge color here. The deep color. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to rest it right there in my outer V. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just lightly brushing it. Creating a V with that color. And again, fairy hands, don't use a heavy hand with this. Otherwise, it's not going to blend well. And take a little more. Tap, tap, tap. And as you can see, I'm just kind of going in a circular motion, but I'm staying in the outer V, just like that. I'm staying there. You can see me building up the color. Again, I'm right in the pocket, right there. And I'm blending halfway into my lid, into my crease, I'm sorry. So see, just halfway into my crease, just giving it a little color, a little definition. You see? Yes, honey. Okay. Blend, blend, blend. And I'm going to take my clean blending brush and blend this all together. And again, I'm doing the same thing on lefty that I did on righty. So they're right there in that pocket. And I just do my outer V. See what I'm doing with the brush? Outer V. Not to go too crazy. Like that. Blend. Take a little more. It's hard to do this. It's hard to show you and kind of do it on camera. I'm used to doing it in front of a mirror where I can really see, but just trying to show you. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Excuse that mark on my eye right there. I don't know where that came from. I think I was born with it because my mother never told me where it came from. So I'm going to assume I was born with it so that, you know, no one will call Child Protective Services on her because nobody really knows what happened. So it looks like that. So now it's blending time because you want to blend everything together. Going back with my 217 brush, and I'm just blending everything together. Even though I put that color on the outer V, I want it to transition well into my crease color. And so that's what I'm doing with the clean blending brush. Because you don't want any harsh lines and no harsh lines. You see how that looks kind of smooth? You just want to make sure you do that. Again, windshield wiper motion like that. Like that. Okay. I think that's well blended. It's about as good as it's going to get today. Okay. Now I want to add a little color to my brow bone. Your brow bone is this area. It's here. I like to highlight that with the shimmer color. Now I can go back in to the color. I can go back into the color I originally used, the marzipan. But I think I want to go a little lighter. And actually, no, I'm going to go a little more gold. I'm going to go into my cream brulee and put that right into my brow bone. And again, that's just to highlight the area here on both sides. And so I'm going to use a little bit of my creme brulee. I'm using my flat shader brush to go back in there. You can use your brush for different uses different brushes. I mean, your same brush. You don't have to use your one brush for one purpose. You don't have to do that. Not unless you like just cleaning a whole lot of brushes, which I don't. So again, I just put that into my brow bone to highlight that area. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me use a lighter color so you can really see what I'm doing. Wipe that off. I'm going to use the Champagne Truffle, this color down here. Love this. I love this palette. Kind of has everything in one. I just love that. And I just highlight. Oh, now you can see it. Yeah. Okay, and I just highlight that brow bone area. And I do the same thing for lefty that I did for righty. And I sit it up in that crease. I'm sorry, in that arch. And I bring it down to the end. I don't take it all the way over because, again, I just want to highlight this brow bone area. You see what I did? And again, you always want to blend. So you blend that out. Again, using your clean 217 brush, blend it out so that it blends along with everything. The shadows. Just blend really lightly. Again, fairy hands, ladies. Okay. Now, for my inner corner to highlight the area to open up your eyes, I'm going to use the same color here, the Champagne Truffle. And I dip my 218 brush in it, my little pencil brush by MAC. And I just want to highlight my inner corner, the inner corner of my eye, just to open my eyes up. See what that does? You see the difference? Yeah, opens your eye up a little bit. Do the same to lefty as I did to righty. Again, sorry about that face I'm making, but that's the only way I can do this. Okay. Shadows on. Now, what I like to do is I like to apply whatever eyeliner I'm going to put on. I like to put that on now before I smoke out my bottom lash line and apply my mascara and my falsies and all that stuff. So I'm going to be using, this color is by Rimmel. It's just like a nude eye pencil. You can use white. White opens your eyes up and black closes your eyes and makes your eyes appear smaller. So I like to open my eyes up. I like to look awake. So I'm going to use this in my inner corner, take it from left to right. And I'm going to show you the difference. See how that opens my eyes up? See the difference? Okay. Did I blend that out really good? Okay, I did. And do the same for this eye. Excuse that. Whenever you make a mistake, just don't worry about it. You're going to blend that out anyway. When you smoke out your lower lash line. Okay. Did I get that on right? Yeah. Good. Now, the same colors you put up top are the ones you kind of want to use to smoke down the bottom. And I'll show you what I mean. Remember when I use this milk chocolate up here? I'm going to do the same thing because you want everything to just be really uniform. So I just blend it out down the bottom. I set it right underneath my lash line like that. And I just smoke it out. Again, going into this milk chocolate with my pencil brush. And I smoke out from left to right. Now I'm going in with my semi-sweet color. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to continue to smoke out the bottom. Just really lightly. And I'm going to show you a trick when I'm done to clean up your eye. Clean up your shadows if you make a mess. Which I tend to do from time to time. Again, I don't like to waste a lot of time on myself. When I'm doing a client, of course I'll take my time. But on myself, I really don't have the time to... Unless I'm going somewhere or doing something, I really don't have the time. I'm normally running out the door to do something, whether it be going to work or whatever. So, smoking out that. And that's it for that. Now, the trick I want to show you to clean up my shadows. Normally, I use concealer, but let me see if I can use this and see if it translates well. If I want to clean up my shadows, let's just say I made a mess. And... you know, I got my shadows all over the place. They just don't look good. Once normally I do my shadows first. So I do my shadows and I do my foundation and highlight and contour. And I'm normally able to clean up my shadows this way. But because I did my shadows last this time, let's just say I take a little bit of foundation on like my flat shader brush here, and I'll clean up this line just to make it really sharp I'll start from my lower lash line and go up to my brow. So just kind of cleans everything up like that. Again, normally I do this with the same color foundation that I have, so it doesn't look so weird like that. But that's a little trick you can use in case you like go crazy with your shadows over here when you're blending them out. And I pull it down with the shadow brush and I'll just blend it out with my finger. Again, it's hard to do with this one because I use the painterly to do this because I don't have my foundation handy. And I'll do the same on the other side. Again, just to clean up those shadows, start from the lower lash line and go up to your brow. And again, I can only do this when I'm making a really unattractive face. But I think you get the concept of what I'm doing. Blend out with my finger. You see how neat that looks? So that's a little trick for you guys. Make the shadows look neat. All right. Y'all pray for me because I'm about to put these lashes on camera. Oh, my eyeliner. Duh. Okay, the eyeliner I'm using, I like liquid eyeliner. Sometimes I use my gel eyeliner by MAC, my Black Track gel liner. It looks like this. You can use this with an angle brush or a 210 brush, which is a real thin, skinny brush. But I think I'm going to use my liquid liner today by NYX. It's just the black liquid liner. Definitely need my mirror for this. All right, let's go. So I take it from the inner corner and I just do a thin line. I'm not going to wing it out today. Just going to do a thin line from left to right. Make sure it's even. And that's that. Just a real thin line because all I want to do is hide the lash band on my lashes. So I don't want to do a real thick line. And liquid, you have zero room for error with liquid eyeliner. But I think I've just been doing it so long, it's not that hard. But when I first started, girl. Okay, again, just a real thin line. And you don't, for those of you who don't have a steady hand, you can use a pencil eyeliner. You don't have to use a liquid. Again, I'm just used to using a liquid eyeliner, so it's not that difficult for me now. Let me make that a little thicker. Just a little thicker. There we go. Yeah. Okay. That's done. All right. Now, I don't know what lashes I'm going to use. I like these lashes. The Moy lashes. So pretty. Look at those. I love these. I love all of them. But I'm a dramatic girl, so I would probably go for either these up top or those. But I think I'm going to keep it natural. So I think I'm going to go with these. The second pair. The more natural ones. All right. So how I apply my falsies. Oh, I didn't bring my tweezers. That's a problem because I normally use tweezers to apply my lashes. But nonetheless, whatever. We're going to make it work. All right. I normally put a little bit of glue on the back of my hand. Now, sometimes I'll dip my glue into a toothpick into my glue and just make some dots on my lash line to help the glue to stick, which is so helpful when you're putting on fake falsies. It's like so helpful. I can't express how helpful that is. But I don't have that option right now. And I don't even know how this is going to work because I normally use my tweezers, but can't always. Sometimes you got to improvise. So I take a little bit of glue in the back of my hand, dip my brush in any brush that I'm using. Again, you can use a Q-tip, and I just run it on the lash line of my lashes like that. Just a little bit, you know, because you don't want it to take forever to dry, because that can be the worst, especially if you got somewhere to go. And I'm using a duo glue, and it dries clear. Is it upside down? Of course it is. The duo glue. I like this one. Some people use like hair glue. you know, that they use for track hair glue. No. I don't like doing that. I like to use the glue for the purpose intended, but it's all about personal preference. Whatever you prefer is fine. Again, there's no rules in makeup, but for safety reasons, I like to use products for the purpose they were intended. So, all right, on to the lashes, ladies. Ooh. Okay. Again, normally I take my tweezers, but I'm going to take my lash like that with a little bit of glue on it. You want to give it about 30 seconds to get tacky, nice and sticky, so it'll stay on your lids. Did I say lids? So it'll stay on your lash line. And you want to get it as close to your lash line as you possibly can. Oh goodness, this is going to be can you see what I'm doing? So I normally try to stick it right in the middle. Oh, I can't watch you do this. You want to look down when you're doing this, just so you can make sure you get it really close to your lash line. And it doesn't matter if you see the glue right now, because again, it dries clear. So get it really close to the lash line. Try to stick it right in the middle. And then you want to measure them first, because if you don't, oh, stop. Yes, it worked. I don't know how that worked. Thank you, Lord. And measure them first to make sure they fit your eyes, because lashes are different colors, different sizes. So you want to make sure they actually fit your lash line. Oh, I spoke too soon. Did I speak too soon? Ooh. You see the difference? Again, don't worry about the glue being really, really light. And some people put mascara on before they do their lashes, because it helps it to stick. Help your lash. It's like acts as an adhesive for your lashes, for them to cling on to it. But I mean, again, that's all personal preference anyway. So I didn't do that today, which may have helped, because this doesn't look like it's staying all the way on. Okay, let's try the other lashes. Again, I like to start it right in the middle. And I've already kind of measured these. I already know that that these are going to fit my lashes without me measuring them. So I had them on before. So again, I just glue it, tack it onto the middle, and then I tack it onto the edge, and then I take it to my inner corner, and can you see what I'm doing? I hope you can. Try it with this hand. And then I'll tack it onto my inner corner like that. So I do middle, outer corner, inner corner. Oh, yes, winning. Can't believe I did that. All right, so lashes are on. They're close to the lash line, as you can see. Again, don't worry about the glue. Nothing on. And now I'll take my mascara and just blend everything together. I wait until they dry a little bit normally before I apply my mascara. I'm going to try apply my mascara to the bottom lashes first. Just take them and wiggle them out like that. Put a little bit on those bottom lashes. I'm using my Better Than Sex mascara, which is everything. I love the bristles on this. They're so fluffy. Again, I'm making that ugly face so I can get every lash. And now that I have these on the lower lashes, time to put them on the top. And you just want to blend in. You always want to blend in your lashes with the falsies. So just make sure you start from the base, wiggle up. And if you're afraid of your lash band or your lashes showing, you can always go back over your lash band with your eyeliner. Let me do that. Make that line a little thicker so you can really hide that lash band. And this lash band is coming up. And so that's the problem. But I'm going to take these off after this tutorial, so that's fine. Ooh, did I just make a mess? Okay. And yes, I just made a big old mess, but I'm going to clean that up. You see, just making that a little thicker. Same over here. What you do to righty, you do to lefty. And make sure that's even, like that. And that's it. Whew. Am I sweating? Got through that. But that's it for my eyeshadow routine. I hope this is helpful to you. Please like and subscribe to my video below on YouTube. And thank you for tuning in. And have a fantastic week. Mwah.